Hi everyone, welcome to this week. We are continuing to sort of wrap things up and kind of fill in some gaps as we near the end of learning Latin grammar. So this week that is sign and ut plus the indicative. All right. So we talked about verbal nouns when we talked about gerunds, and you can see that gerunds are kind of at the top here. Infinitives are also verbal nouns, and the supine is going to be a third form of verbal noun, albeit by far the rarest / least common of verbal nouns. Excuse me. All right, so this is just from your textbook. All right, so it's a verbal noun, as we said, endings of the fourth declension. All right, but only the accusative and the ablative singular. And so you can see that here. So the stem is the fourth principal part, right? So you can see, let me see if I can get that a little better. All right, you can see that to the left here, of course, is the stem of amo, amara, all right, amawi, amatus. But with the supine, you're only going to have the ending or the u ending, and those are the fourth declension, accusative, and ablative endings, respectively. And so you can see and then oo, and oo. All right. So, and each of these cases is going to have, excuse me, specific uses. So, stay with me here. So, after verbs of motion, the accusative will indicate purpose. All right. It's a little bit easier to kind of see/get when you see it, as opposed to when you hear the kind of title of it. So in other words, here we go. When it is our verb of motion, euatum is our accusative supine. So he came to help. So verb of motion, when it, supine, accusative, euatum. All right. So he came to help. All right. Legatos misit, rogatum pacem. All right. Verb of motion, misit. Supine rogatum. All right, so he sent ambassadors to ask for peace. All right, he sent envoys to ask for peace. All right, not too common, but worth knowing. All right, so the ablative, all right, used as an ablative specification, which we learned, I believe, last week. All right, oftentimes after specific nouns, which are listed here. All right, the supine does not use a direct object. Excuse me. All right. So, facile visu, easy to see or easy with respect to seeing. All right. So, minimus natu, youngest by birth, or youngest with respect to birth. All right. And then off we go. So, mirabile dictu, this is from Virgil. All right. Strange to say, strange with respect to saying or speaking. All right, ut plus the indicative is the other thing we're learning this week, the other little cleanup thing. You might remember ut with the subjunctive. All right, so ut and the subjunctive means purpose clauses, result clauses, noun clauses, various things. All right, ut can also be used with the indicative. Remember, the indicative, is sort of like the normal, so to speak, verb. All right, so ut with the indicative is basically going to mean as. All right, and as you can see up here, right, so as can either be comparison or as can be time. If you remember cum clauses, cum can express time, can mean when. All right, ut is very similar to a cum clause, except it's sort of a weaker when, right? As is sort of a catch-all conjunction, and so it does that in Latin as well. So ut is sort of a weaker form of cum when ut is used with the indicative. All right, so it can also be, you can translate as when. That is fine. Ut can also sometimes be used in a straight comparison without a verb, right? So I can just say ut plus a noun, and that's just basically like your straightforward simile. All right, so that is ut plus indicative. As is the key word in translating it. All right, so here are some examples. So this is for the supine. All right, circle the supine, identify the use of the supine, and finish the translation. All right. So, eaque clade haudiminos quam adversa pugna subacte veientes pacem petitum oratores Romam mittunt. All right, similar to one of the examples we saw before. All right, so petitum is our supine. We have a verb of motion in mittunt. Petitum, of course, is accusative. So this is going to be that accusative purpose after a verb of motion. Here's my translation. And defeated by this trick, no less than by the attack, the Veantes sent ambassadors to Rome, petitum peace. So to seek peace. All right. And then we're going to do the one at the bottom here. Venatum Aeneas unaque miserrima dido. Oh, sorry, there's another line. My fault. In nemos ira parant. All right. So again, here's my supine. All right, that's the accusative. Here's my verb of motion. All right, so purpose. All right, and translation. Aeneas and miserable Dido both prepared to go into the woods. Venatum. Why are they going into the woods? To hunt. All right, and there's my accusative with purpose. All right, a couple more. Sorry about that. All right, so we'll do number 5, same as number 6, basically. All right, Arcera caruscae luminibus flammae arectis salsusque per artus sudor iet terque ipsa solo mirabile dictu amicuit parmamque ferens hastamque trementem. So here's my supine in the ablative. That's going to be that respect or specification. All right, gleaming flames burned in its upturned eyes, and salty sweat went through its limbs, and 3 times she herself, mirabile dictu, all right, strange to say, or strange with respect to saying, flashed from the ground, carrying her shield and her trembling spear. All right, so here are the answers to the rest. All right. Or the others, or some others, I should say. All right, so now we're choosing the correct English translation for the underlined Latin. I'm going to do number 3 and number 5. All right. So, sensit, ut ipsas suis aderat Venus aurea festis, vota quid illa velant. So here's ut, of course, and that's aderat. That's an indicative verb, and so my answer is going to be A for as. All right, skipping down number 5. Dicit, said mulier cupido quod dicit amanti, invento et rapida scribere apportat aqua. All right, and this is actually an impersonal verb, apportet. All right, because a woman says it, it should be written. What a woman says should be written. What should a woman say? Excuse me, when women speak, it should be written. All right. So what a woman says should be written. All right. So, sed mulier, but, sed mulier cupido quod dicit amanti. But what, quod, actually let me get the little guy here. All right, but what a woman says to her desirous lover, all right, should be written in the wind and the rapid water. All right. And so remember when we learned impersonal verbs a week or two ago, we learned that you can say it is fitting, right? But really the it is the verb, the action, the clause. In English, it prefers to have that longer subject at the end rather than at the beginning. All right. So back to the pen. There we go. B. All right. Couple more. All right, I'll do number 9. So, non ego myrmidonum sedes de lopum ve superbas aspiciam aut graiis servitum matribus ibo dardanis et divi veneris norus. All right, so servitum is our supine. It's in the accusative, of course. That means purpose. There's my verb of motion. All right, and so to serve is my purpose. All right, I think. Yep, so here comes some answers. All right, go. And then we'll take a look at the sumatives. So you're completing the following translation, all right, by translating the word in parentheses. So a lot of this we've sort of already done, all right. So ut, as the trustworthy person starts out, so he stays. All right, I'm going to leave the other 4 to you because there are only 5. And for the writing, we're translating the underlined words in the English paragraph into Latin. So really the same thing, just going in the opposite direction. And for instance, the first one, right, obviously is expressing purpose. There are lots of different ways to express purpose. Since we learned the supine this week, we're going to use the supine to express purpose, venatum. All right. So that is it for this week. Thanks. Please email me if you have any questions, and I will be here next week.